Toastmasters. Welcome, roommate guest. Resonance. What does resonance mean? Well, resonance is a powerful thing to me. The base word is resound. And based on that word alone, we can say something is making a noise and repeatedly, resound. Physical natural description of it would be the reinforcement or prolongation of sound by reflection from a surface or the synchronous vibration of a neighboring object. Pretty nerdy. Yeah. Gets even nerdier when you talk about electrical engineering. The condition in which an electric circuit or device produces the largest possible response to an applied signal. That's what I relate to. It's nerdy, even nerdier than the first one, but it really sends a message of what resonance means. Resonance is when something is amplified. When you make a circuit and it has a resonant frequency, that signal is going to be as large as possible. So to us, how does that correlate to us in our daily lives? Well, resonance, we don't have a charge, we don't have any electricity, we don't have power going through us. Not in the traditional sense of energy. It's more of an emotional type of energy. And so, in human terms, resonance means to understand each other and to create a sort of harmony. And that's the way I see it anyway. So today, I was planning to discuss what I've learned to create resonance and get along with others. So, to begin, I started thinking about who do I resonate with? And I don't envy them, but my family, they had to put up with me as a kid, and that was pretty rotten. So, unfortunately, I resonate with them most, and I think all of us will say and agree that our families are the ones that we get along with the best and resonate with in most cases. So my mom, she's a mom. She nurtures me. She probably knows me better than myself, and she provided me with a good guideline of what a good worker should be, how to be a respectable human being, someone who she could take to an event and not be embarrassed about. So, from my mom, I learned a couple of manners, most of my manners. From my dad, he's a model of the man that I want to be. He's hardworking, very caring. He's expressive in how he feels about us and what we do. And so it's clear that I resonate with the kind of person that he is. That my brother, we were at odds when we were children. Not always, but competitively. So it was a little harder for me to really see that link, that resonance with him. But I've grown to appreciate him more and more as I get older. From him, I've been able to foresee what's coming up in life. He's 3.5 years older than me. That's a perfect amount of education to see the beginning and the end in the same point of view of your high school career, of your college career. I was coming into college, he was going out. So I've started to resonate with him more and more as we get out of school. Now, outside of the house, I resonate with, as most of us do, friends and coworkers. These are people that come and go in life, but you tend to orbit around people that you resonate with because you just get along so easily. You say one thing and they snap right back with witty banter that makes you laugh. Bands, music is a wonderful way to resonate with people, and it goes back to the original definition of resonating sound, vibrating on the same frequency, being in tune and harmony. So that's who I resonate with as well. And animals, you can resonate with animals even. I have, my brother's dog is a little beagle mix of some kind. And we get along great. He gets along with everybody. But I feel like I have a deeper connection with him because we go on these skateboard rides where I sometimes get injured, but it's mainly my fault. But I've learned that when I was learning to skateboard and we just got him, he adapted to me. Whenever I was going on it, I didn't really think about how's he doing. He just went fast, he maneuvered around things, but now he's getting a little older, and it's come on me to adapt to how he's feeling. So if he needs to rest, I'll let him rest. I'll take a stop and let him relax and sniff things. He's a lot more curious than he used to be. So why do things resonate? Well, in our community, things that resonate with us are our customs and beliefs. So, here in America we have certain holidays and traditions that we uphold and keep. In Mexico they have different holidays. They don't celebrate the same way we do Christmas and stuff. And that's one thing that we have in common, where we go down the street and we see people just in a holiday kind of festive mood. We don't know these people, but we understand that they're happy. And emotionally, is one of the ways that we can connect with others, because it's something that's close to your heart. Some of us fight more for equality and peace because we see that parts of our community are being mistreated, and other parts of the world have conflicts that are going on, and it just tugs at us because we think, what if my family was over there? Or what if I was over there? Life is random. I just was born here in the U.S. But one of the easiest ways to create resonance with others is through laughter. I don't know why, it's just, you hear somebody laugh and you just automatically, instinctively, either get a smile on your face or in your head. You just think, that's a pleasant sound. So, my intent for the speech was to have a sort of message for my brother's son, Mario. He's my nephew. And, the things that I've learned along the way for resonating with people and creating harmony, I didn't really have a clear sight of when I was a kid. So it's something I wish I knew as a child, and I wouldn't have tried so hard to please others and rather be happy with who I am and where I was. Because our minds are powerful, but it does take focused attention to make our minds work for us. So, how do we achieve resonance? Well, first we have to resonate with ourselves, I'd say. I find that I'm more forgiving of other people committing errors than I am of myself. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. It's just, if somebody else makes a mistake, shrug it off, not a big deal. But if I make a mistake, I dwell on it sometimes. There's no reason for that. It's just, it makes it harder for people to join you in your feelings, because they want to be happy. They don't want you to be sad. So if you're feeling sad for yourself, you're not on the same wavelength. There's a practice of mindfulness that you achieve through meditation sometimes. And I really only started getting into the concept of mindfulness recently, probably fall of last year. And I highly suggest we look into it, because when you start thinking about everything in terms of, in a different perspective, in a grander sense of life, stop thinking of everything revolves around me. Not to say that we are constantly selfish or self-centered, but if we take a step back, then we can start to have an open mind and an open heart. Because really no one likes to be judged. We all just want to be listened to and heard. And so one of the things that I would recommend to my nephew is to think before you speak, because very seldom do I find extemporaneous speeches to be successful. It's just oftentimes when we talk or we're having a conversation with somebody, our first instinct is to just say what's on our mind before we forget it. And it's natural. It's a reaction, but it helps create empathy when you structure responses. So if I were to recommend one thing to my nephew, it would be to read a series of books called Ender's Game. And the second book, Speaking for the Dead, he creates a new way of thinking about death, where you realize that it's not so much what you did or how you did it, but who you were to other people. And so that to me is resonance when you think about not just yourself, but your connection to others.